Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for the next 4 days. That's the 27th through till the 30th of June. So from now till the end of the month. So while you're coming on over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for June, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Your support helps me keep being able to be here. So I'm very, very grateful. So thank you very much. On that note, Temple of Balance turns 20 in February, which is absolutely amazing. I can't believe it, actually. 20 years ago, I started Temple of Balance in February. So in February, we're having our big series of events, bigger than what I've ever had before. So every weekend in February, I'm hosting different events here in Tasmania. I have announced what they are and the details of them, the prices, all that sort of stuff. Has been announced on my website, templeofbalance.com.au. If you look up the blog tab, you'll find it in the written blogs, Temple of Balance 20th birthday or something. And the tickets for those things open on the 7th of July. So keep your eye out for those if you might be interested. If you think you might be interested, it might be good to go over and have a look at the itinerary and the location and just see if it's something that would work for you. So that's the big news that's happening at the moment. So hopefully I might see some of you at our 20th birthday celebrations. So we're focusing at the moment on June. What I'm going to be doing, if you're new to watching, welcome. I'm going to be using my Oracle cards. These are cards I created and illustrated. We've got 2 decks combined. We've got Speed of Light Oracle and the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. And I'll be using this combined deck of 110 cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for these next 4 days. I'm looking at the days separately, and then I'm going to pull a theme card at the very end. So I'll chat about that later. I'm not pulling cards for individuals, so this is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that Something Shared supports you at this time. I do recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does fit into your life easily and let the rest go. I also want to just add a side note here that if you're struggling, there seems to be a lot of people passing away at the moment, and I hope and trust that this hasn't affected you, especially directly. But if it has, then like everyday guidance stuff doesn't really count in those particular situations, especially if it's new, if it's a very new loss of someone very close to you, like a partner or a child. And I'm hearing a lot of this. So first of all, I want to send you and your family lots of love if you are going through something like this. And the best advice I can give you that would override anything that comes up in the cards, because this is for those of us going through our everyday life things, not when big things like this happen. The best advice I can give you is to go gently, gently, gently when things are disrupted and grief and loss is affecting us so deeply that all we can do is just try and go gently, gently and get through our days as best as possible. So if you're dealing with something like that, I'm very sorry that you are, and sending you lots of love, and just remember to go gently, gently. And that should override any guidance here. This guidance is for those of us who aren't going through those types of things. So I trust that makes some sense. Thank you, Renee. Welcome. So good to see you. And Jens is here as well. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, everyone. All right, let's grab the best card for Thursday, the 27th of June. the best card that the majority of us need for Thursday, the 27th of June, is this. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card, and it's the Fiddler Crab. It's card 46, and it says to be on guard. So this is a sort of a protective card. This is a caution sort of card. This is not suggesting that we be paranoid about our safety, but to put up steps, put up things that are needed to help us feel safer if we're feeling unsafe. There is a sense with this card too about keeping things private. So there might be something that we're excited about and we would love to just announce it, but it's probably too premature, or we need to get clearer or have more in place before we can say be more public or speak to others about what we've got going on. So there is a privacy feeling, a protective feeling, and a sense that we may need to step back and just maybe look at a situation that's difficult from a safer place, from sort of stepping back, putting up our guard, putting up our protection, and then observing through that in regards to, okay, what do we do in this situation to be able to move forward? So there is sort of a not necessarily stagnant actually, there is just a stepping back kind of feeling with this. So let's see how we go, but I love it how the crab's eyeballs are poking up over the top of the claw. So we're watching back here, we're observing. We're looking to see what's happening. We're perhaps looking to see how someone else thinks or what they feel about a certain thing before we step forward. You know, sometimes we hold back just a little bit to just see, okay, what's this person thinking in this particular situation? What are they saying? And we watch and we wait and we listen, and then we might put our guard down and step forward. So there's that feeling here, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's probably not a bad thing at all, because I think it helps us make the best decisions or do what's probably best in the certain situations rather than being hasty or pushy. So that's for Thursday. Welcome, Rosemary. Thanks, Jens. Ricky's here. Shauna, hello, and Belinda and Katie. Welcome to you all. All right, let's grab the best card for Friday, the 28th of June. And the best card for the majority of us is this. It's another Animal Kingdom. Ah, yes, it's a Spirit Dragon. Spirit Dragon is the cherry on the top of all these cards. So out of the 5 dragons, which are the most powerful cards in the deck, the Spirit Dragon is at the top of the 5 dragons, which are at the top of the whole deck. So we have one of the best cards in the whole deck. Not that there's anything wrong with the others, but this is a great card to get. This is a really great sign for Friday. So it's card 26, and it's the Spirit Dragon, and it says heightened energy. So this is a great time to really do something new or reach out to someone. There's this sense of having the Midas touch. Some of us might feel on Friday, so it might be a great time to approach someone, approach something, do something, reach out to someone, create an opportunity for ourselves. It might be a great time we might find too that we're in good flow, but there is this sense that things are lining up. Things may be lining up before this as well. There is a great sense of synchronicity. So in the report, the current energy report that I wrote yesterday, and this feels so valid for now, there is this saying that if you get a sign 3 times, then it's worthy of your attention. But at the moment, we're getting like 30 signs pointing us towards this same thing. Sign after sign after sign. Like this leads to this, leads to this. And they are just so powerful and strong right now. So the signs are strong. And things are lining up, and we might find this great lining up energy on Friday. So if you've got something important to do or some important connection to make, then Friday will probably be your power day to do so. So our loved ones in spirit are close by, so they're also helping guide this situation. and support us through. But a great proactive day too, potentially, getting things done that feels productive and purposeful for us. So that's that. Now let's find the best card for Saturday, the 29th of June. And the best card that the majority of us need is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. And it's a featured card. We've got the Medicine Pouch. It has further instructions here which say to trust your instincts, fan out the deck and choose another card. So I'm just going to go with this card here. It's an Animal Kingdom, and we've got the Tiger Shark. So these two cards have come up together for a reason for Saturday. So we're going to look at them separately first, and then we'll look at their relationship together. So card 54, the Medicine Pouch. It says resources, gather, knowledge and collect. So this tends to come up when we're talking about resources. And most of the resources that we can relate to potentially with this card is financial resources. There could be other resources too, so food, that kind of thing, or it could be gathering tools or skills that we're going to then use in the future. So it can also be those kinds of resources. Could also be looking at gathering resources for a project, gathering resources to improve or build a house or renovate the house, or gathering resources for something. So these are resources, these are resourceful things. And I'm thinking of things like primal things that are sort of, what would you say, like the basic ingredients on their own that come together to make something. So like the ingredients we might bring together to make a soup or something like that. So we've got these primal base ingredients, these resources that we bring together to make that soup, or the building materials that come together to make the house, that kind of thing. So there is this primal sense of resources gathering at the moment. So on Saturday, we're highlighting here our financial resources. There's a saving, collecting, gathering energy to this card. So it might be important to look at our savings, look at our budget, look at our expenses and how we can tighten things up and get back in charge of our resources, especially on a financial level. Some of us may be contemplating or taking action on or saving towards improving our skills, getting further education so that we can improve our employment situation, that kind of thing too. So there's this sort of resource primal gathering. And I just keep seeing timber for some reason, like timber, like building supplies. It keeps popping into my mind. And then we've got the Tiger Shark with the Medicine Pouch card. This is card 20, and it says open your heart. So this is the shark. The shark has strong instincts, and it's encouraging us to really trust our instincts too, especially on Saturday. So our instincts are strong and we are protected. So we're protected as we move through our life, perhaps a bit like the shark. Now the shark in this particular picture is exposing its most vulnerable element, its underbelly. It's got its nose up in the air and it's really sniffing and sensing things, you know, what is in the air. What is in the air? What's right here on the tip of my tongue? What's there waiting or preparing to manifest, especially in regards to the resources that we are gathering or looking into. So financial or building or something like this that we are sniffing out, let's say. But we're being encouraged to keep our hearts open. So let's not have too much of a tough exterior on Saturday. Let's not be too rigid and too controlling and too closed in ourselves, where we're blocking our connection to our instincts and our connection to what's in the air. And it almost feels like an electricity in the air that we're sniffing and sensing to sense which way to go, which is the best approach in this situation. So those two cards are linking together. Let's trust our instincts. Let's stay open. So the opposite of closed. So not push things away, not push resources away, not push opportunities away, but really seriously consider them. And open, which means bring in these potential resources and opportunities. So they are here, they are gathering. They may have been gathering for a while. We may need to further gather and further collect our resources. We may not, but that's highlighted here on Saturday, and our instincts are strong with this. So we can trust them. We can trust our instincts. So that's for Saturday. That's very interesting combination of cards. Let's now look for the best card for Sunday. So the best card the majority of us need for Sunday, the 30th of June, the final day of this sixth month. We'll be halfway through the year pretty much. Is, all right, let's go with, I feel like this card feels very particular. All right, the best card for Sunday the 30th of June for the majority of us is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. And here we go, stepping in. It's card 16. Stepping in, it says solo commitment, test, allow, and flow. So this tends to be about making a commitment. This could be like a personal commitment, like something that we just decide, right? I'm going to create this deadline for this project I'm working on, or I'm going to break this negative habit or this addiction that's been consuming me and taking my resources, but also pulling this addiction that I'm attached to. So it could be personal commitment that we make, that is something we decide here at the end of the month that we are going to, from this day on, I'm going to avoid that addiction. I'm going to break that habit. I'm going to work towards this deadline or create a deadline for myself with this particular project. I'm perhaps going to commit to things that are healthier for me in regards to what I'm consuming or the exercise that I need to increase in my life, that kind of thing. So it could be just a personal commitment, something that we're dedicating and we're deciding to make to help make our life better. So that's something for us to decide if it's personal. And I personally find, and maybe because I work for myself and I have a lot of projects on the go, I find these personal sort of deadlines very motivating for me to help keep me working, keep me going, because I don't have a set time kind of thing, that I'm not going to work 9 to 5. I'm very grateful to have my own time and space to have whatever hours I want, which tends to be a lot of hours in the day, but they're set around my personal deadlines and my personal schedule and routine. I have to have that because I work for myself. And otherwise I wouldn't get projects done. They would drag on and on and on. So to get things even like cards printed, I have a deadline, a personal deadline that I commit to, and then I work towards that deadline. Now, it's not the end of the world. If I miss the deadline, I can push it back if something happens and I need to, or I don't reach it. But it's good to have a framework to work towards in our life, or to create our life around some type of framework. That's like when I had my kids at home and they were going to school. I found I was the most productive then, because I had a framework of their school hours that I could work towards and create like deadlines. Right, what can I do? I've got half an hour before the kids come home off the bus at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock or whatever time it was. What can I do in that 30 minutes? So I found those times very productive because I had that framework. So do you need to create a framework in your life? Some deadlines, some goals, some targets that you can commit to and help create a framework in your life, especially if you feel like you're wandering around aimlessly. So it might be something to try if you want to, and see if it works for you. Now, this can also be talking about a more formal commitment, like a contract of sorts, an agreement that's reached or an agreement that's made. There is this sense of stepping in, but we can also look at it as stepping out. It might be stepping into something new, or stepping out of our shell, out of our hiding place, and into something new. So this is exciting. It's a little intriguing, and it's still 4 days away from when I record this. So it feels also a little mysterious. It doesn't feel, it feels far off, if you like, but 4 days is not that far, but a lot can happen in 4 days. So it feels exciting and mysterious, this card. So let's see how we go. That's for the 30th of June. So thanks for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you'd prefer to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. So don't miss 20th birthday itinerary, details, prices, the map, where I am, working out your distance from the airport. All this stuff is on the website. Tickets are not open yet for these events, but all the events are listed, all the prices and the times and everything, so you can work out if this is something that you want to be a part of in February. So all the Temple of Balance 20th birthday events are happening in Tasmania, in the middle of the state, in a town called Campbelltown, which is middle north. So all that's on the website. Check it out if you might be interested. And tickets open on Sunday the 7th of July. If you want to learn more about my cards here, if you'd like to grab yourself a deck or two, you can work with these together or separately. Or if you'd like to support my work or learn more about Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm now looking for the best theme card. The theme card will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for these last 4 days of June. So shuffling the cards and asking the cards to show the majority of us, what do we need to know for the 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th of June 2024. As our theme card, the best card is, let's go with this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card, and we have the Action Taking card. This is quite exciting. I do get excited with this card. It's card 10, and it says, move on, horizon, forward, and let go. So there's an endings element to this card. There's a beginnings element to this card. So if we're stuck and things aren't moving, we might need to let the old doors close. We might need to allow the sun to set on old parts of our life that aren't working and haven't been working for a while. Now, if we've already been doing that and the sun's been setting, and maybe the sun has set, then you know what comes after the sun sets? Well, first of all, a period of night, a period of dark, a period of void, perhaps a period of limbo. But also it's the time before or as the sun rises on the new day. So the new dawn is before us. There are new beginnings starting to rise. We might already be seeing these playing out. If we're not seeing them yet, we may be still in the stage of letting the sun set. So if you're doing that, be willing to surrender and let go of your hold on the past, so you can trust that things are setting because it's the right time for them to do so. There might be grief connected with that, whether there's a loss connected around that or not. We feel grief when things change in our life, especially if they're not changes we really want. So there might be some grief as we let go, but also there's new beginnings that want to rise up. And there is this new sense of the golden sun rising up on the new landscape and things preparing to rise up and change. New beginnings are in the air. This card highlights action. So these next 4 days we might find quite active in regards to letting go, letting the sun set, closing doors and opening new doors and allowing these new beginnings to rise in our life. So what do we need to proactively do? There might be times when we need to step back and just kind of watch and observe. And there might be times where we're forthcoming and there's a call for us to be confident and clear and vocal about what it is that's next. There probably is a call too for us to really make a serious commitment, a commitment to others, potentially, but a commitment that we're willing to make, whether it's a commitment to change or improve parts of our life, or a commitment to other people for some more official kind of thing. So this is a very exciting card. We might feel quite active, quite a lot of movement in general these next few days, and quite a lot of progress we could potentially make as well as we move forward and move towards the new horizon and let the sun rise on the new landscape now of our life. It's very exciting. So enjoy these last few days of June. So I am about to go over to YouTube because I will be hosting our Patreon healing event. What time is it? Oh, in an hour. So I'll be over there in an hour live if you are hanging around and you'd like to hang out. And I'll also be on YouTube tomorrow hosting another healing event for patrons. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you in July if I don't see you before. So take care, and thanks for watching.